Three for the Money is brought to you by the Trendscenter app. This is the best tool for sports betting research. The Trendscenter app, you can test betting systems from the past 20 years, explore thousands of existing trends and systems from top betting experts, choose from hundreds of filters to test different systems for each sport. Save these trends and get notified when their systems have games. Download the app and use our code TFTM for 15% off a premium membership after a 2-day free trial. Okay. We're here. We're back. It's Three for the Money. New episodes every Thursday per usual. And the NBA is over. Celtics 1-5. Shock? No. But we can get into that later. Edmonton might be back. We'll see later. We'll see later. But let's say hello to the boys. Chris, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. As of about 2 hours before we recorded this, the Tennessee Volunteers will be playing for a national championship. And I don't think I didn't think I'd ever say that sentence ever. So, doing pretty good. The
Oh, yeah.
baseball's 2 wins away from a natty.
Say it ain't so.
I, I don't know what this feels like.
Are you nervous? How long have you been really keeping up with the baseball?
Not long. We can get into this later because I do have a question. A moral quandary that I've been experiencing, but not very long. About whenever a little before the tournament started, so not very long. But it's still like there. It's a national championship and something that's like actually like NCAA regulated.
Yeah.
So it's very exciting.
Yeah, it is. Sean, how are you since your last week when you separated your shoulder? How you holding up?
Things have only gotten worse from here. Yeah, I know. I got this little thing.
I was like, is this a bit? Does he know that he has
No,
some sort of cocktail thing in his head? I couldn't tell what that was.
no, it's a sprout
Oh,
that you like hook into your hair. I got it at Bonnaroo. But yeah, if you hadn't noticed, I'm not wearing glasses. I lost them at Bonnaroo. Um, Bonnaroo was not fun with the separated shoulder. And neither was really anything that went down like throughout that whole weekend. I'm not going to get into it too much. It's just things have been snowballing, and maybe it's because I'm not gambling. The gambling gods are looking down on me, I guess.
I mean, I mean,
I mean,
that's a reason if any.
and I'm sick, I think. So, yeah.
Let's
h-
gamble.
how you doing, Will?
I'm doing okay. Hanging in there. I mean, really just, same old few bets here and there. Trend Center keeping it cash. Um, like maybe like three or four bets every couple of days in a week. It's you know, we're not stressing when we have a bad day, and we're not too high when we have a great day. But we're gonna appreciate every day because we're alive and we can gamble. And so here we are.
I got
Yep. Oh
a
yeah.
question. Move on with the rest of the episode. When in Bonnaroo did you lose your glasses?
Friday. So the second day.
Day one. It's like the first full day.
Yeah.
So you went all of Bonnaroo, separated shoulder, one arm, and blind.
Well, what's fucked up is that I had my regular glasses like in my fanny pack and I was wearing my prescription sunglasses all day. And then when I reached in the fanny pack, when it got dark, and I couldn't see anymore, they weren't there. And I was like, oh, perfect. So, but luckily I had contacts back at my camp. I will go into this though, because this fucking sucked. I took the 30-minute trek back to camp to put my eyes in, because Post Malone and T-Pain were that night, and Post Malone didn't play till like 11, and it was like 9, and I was like, oh, I can take a nap real quick. I woke up at 2. So I missed Post Malone, I missed T-Pain. I was down in the dumps, fellas. I was so mad at myself. I set alarms. I just slept right through them.
Sean, if there's one thing you're good at, it's sleeping through your alarm.
Mm-hmm.
Living with you all these years.
Yeah,
that
I
is
could
one
do
thing.
it.
Yeah, you
I
can
could do
do
it.
it.
But I don't know. I guess I was just really tired.
Having too much
Yeah,
fun.
the taking a nap at 9 o'clock. I feel like that's a dangerous game.
It was a
Yeah.
dangerous game. I just couldn't. I couldn't help it. I was so
Oh,
tired from that walk, and just from the day I already had. So yeah, but I digress and move on.
All right, moving on. Back to sports. So before we dive into the UT baseball, do we have an AFL update?
Yeah, actually. 2 not so good updates. The Oregon Black Bears and the West Texas Desert Hawks have folded.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I'm not really sure how many teams are left at this point, but it's not a lot. Oregon was confusing because it was like a few weeks ago, they're like, yeah, we're done. And then they weren't. And then they would just kind of schedule games like on a week by week basis. And they said they couldn't find any more teams to play for like the remainder of their home games. So they just kind of called it quits.
The Nashville Cats are going to be the first Nashville team to win a title by like technicality.
I think
If
it's
the
like
if the way this league keeps going, like Jesus.
it's them, the Albany Firebirds, and then I think like one other team whose name escapes me at the moment that are actually like properly run and have like decent funding. So it's just going to be one of those 3. So yeah, I guess Nashville has a 30% chance of winning the title.
Its
They might
first city title.
they might be the only team. Like there is a non-zero chance the Cats are the only team standing when this is all said and done.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like by a technicality, they are the championship. They are the champions of the AFL.
I'll take it. Banner's a banner.
I don't want that.
I do. I
How
want
how
that.
many
Like have a parade. I'll go.
I'll get drunk.
That'd be fun.
How many teams were in the AFL to begin with? Was it 12?
When
Was
they
it 10?
first announced it, it was 16.
That's
I
too many.
could not tell you how many. Like when they first announced the league is back, they were like 16. There will be 16 teams. I could not tell you how many of those teams actually played a game because I remember there was a whole thing about they were like, yeah, we have teams in Dallas and like other big cities throughout the country, and then elected officials in those cities were like, we were not made aware of this. We do not have a place for you to play. What's going to happen? So some franchises either didn't happen or were forced to play in like middle of nowhere Kansas, or I don't know where the West Texas Desert Hawks played, but the fact that they didn't claim a city in Texas makes me think it was probably middle of nowhere.
Yeah, that makes sense. Damn. They
So
just keep falling one by one.
yeah, I don't know. I don't want to say I've lost interest because whenever I see something pop up, it's like, oh, that's very interesting. But the news has not been. This has been the first big news week I guess in 2 weeks, which I guess is good. But you lost another. They were doing pretty well. It was like, hey,
We're doing so well.
We almost made it a full calendar month without a franchise folding, but lost 2 more.
This is a monstrous task.
When this season is all said and done, I will be genuinely curious to see how many teams are left. If it's more than 5, I will be shocked.
Yeah, probably. Okay. Back to semi-professional sport, whatever. That was a weird transition I was going for there. How's baseball, Chris? What is your moral conundrum?
Oh, with the Vols?
Yes.
So, I was talking about this with my family the other night. I am a big Tennessee athletics, like Tennessee anything fan. I don't care what sport it is. But I will say the only two I am like invested in, watch almost every game, like live and die with the regular season is basketball and football. I do not watch, I think I watched maybe 2 Tennessee regular season baseball games this season. So, this proposes the question. Which is now a very real possibility, if Tennessee baseball wins the national championship, do I count this as one of my teams winning a natty or winning a championship? Because I've long said that I will be dead before any one of my teams sniffs a championship. So, yeah, and I was like, do I count this? I lean, and this is me taking the high ground, I lean no, because I don't think I've earned it.
See, I lean yes. I lean yes because you have everything else with UT. And listen, the select group of people that watch a tremendous amount of regular season college baseball games, that pool of people is very small. One of them is my father. But
one of them is my sister.
Yeah. So it's I lean yes just because you do support the school. You are from there.
I will celebrate. It's not like final outs. If they win, final outs record, I'll be like, all right, good job, guys. Let's go to bed. Like, I will celebrate, but when my head hits the pillow at night, I don't know if I'd be like, I finally did it. Because I would trade Tennessee, how do I properly word this? I would trade Tennessee baseball, never winning a game the rest of my life, for one Titans Super Bowl.
Yes. Well.
So I don't think if I do that, I don't really think that that makes them one of my teams.
Well, when someone talks about their sports fandoms, it's kind of like, pick your favorite, and they say that's like choosing a child. Well, everyone has their favorite child. That is a fact. And so you can put them on the very, very bottom. Like, would you, with them winning this, would that mean more to you than the Reds winning a World Series?
No.
Okay. You just have to react appropriately.
You have to rank it properly. Okay.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
You react to your rank, to your personal rank. And so this is the school that you support. You can you could celebrate if they win. But, keep it classy. I don't know.
I'll try my best, I guess.
Don't get too drunk. You can get drunk. I don't know. You just kind of have to, put it in perspective for your other children as it seems.
I get that. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Where do you lean, Sean?
I feel like Chris answered his own question in the last little thing that he said.
Mhm.
Like if you would trade a championship for another, it's kind of like I kind of lean more no, but also at the same time, it's like I think you have the right to celebrate it, and I think you have the right, buy a T-shirt, and if you go to a Vols baseball game, somebody starts talking shit, and it's like, hey, 2024 natty champs.
How many
It's like
rings, bitch?
yeah, exactly. You have that right.
Yeah.
You do. But I don't know. I don't feel like you put in the work
Oh, I definitely
for it.
did not.
Yeah.
I would be the first to admit that.
Yeah. And like that's not me, doubting your fandom because I know who you are, but like I know you are bigger fans of other programs within Tennessee or the University of Tennessee. So
Yeah.
but yeah, I would still if if they win, I would if I were you, I'd still celebrate the hell out of it.
I'll get champagne, but like a Walmart brand champagne.
Yeah, like the $5 one.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It works.
All right.
It's yeah. Yeah. You're a smart guy. You know what to do.
I do. I don't. I forget who sells these, but when Tennessee first started getting good at baseball, with part 4 years ago, I saw someone was selling shirts. I was like, we've been relevant in baseball for 20 minutes, but we've been assholes forever. And God, I would have put down a blank check for one of those things.
I mean, that's you. That's you right now.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
you're
you
right.
right now.
So I was like, God, this is poetry.
This is a sign from God.
That's like, we've been assholes forever. I thought that was, I was like, yeah, that's Tennessee baseball fans in a nutshell.
And I mean, like, my dad, like, he was really into it when Vitalo was first here before
Yeah,
he left. And then he left and he was kind of like, okay. And like, you know, he sort of paid attention, but he was like, this team is dog shit.
as a ass for
Yeah.
a long time.
There's no point in kind of keeping up with that at that point. And so a couple years ago when Vitalo came back and they started getting good, my dad was literally all in, like on Tennessee baseball.
I love that.
So he's like paid attention, but he definitely hasn't watched like every game, you know. He's just a man.
Yeah, yeah. So that's been the dilemma, but I think I worked through it where it's like, yes, celebrate it, but
Keep it
don't
classy.
be, yeah, as classy as it can be,
Yeah. As classy as an in your face can be.
of course.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on to professional sports. So
Well, hold on,
the in okay.
real quick. Are you a little bit scared of
Of,
them not winning?
I
Just
mean,
because it's the story you've seen, it's the movie you've
oh,
seen a million times. Like,
see, again, and that goes back to me not being like a huge fan. It's like, yeah, like I know the potential is like heartbreak, but I'm not. Like I said, I do not live and die with this team. If they lose, I'm like, all right, well, football season, I guess. I'm not going to be like sitting in a corner, like, how could this have happened? Like,
right?
so that's
I
where
think
it's
that,
like, it's kind of a win-win for me.
yeah, I think that plays a big part of your
Yeah,
decision as well.
yeah, and so yeah, if it happens, I'll be happy. I'll celebrate, but I'm not gonna. Yeah, I might get into it with some people on Twitter, but that's just par for the course.
Well, if they
That's your right.
lose, are you like, is it me? Like, am I cursed?
I thought that
or
when they lost to, what was it, 3 years ago, when they lost to Notre Dame in the Super Regionals, when they were like, this is the best baseball team ever.
Yeah.
And then they got kind of, I don't want to say spanked, but they lost to a Notre Dame team they should not have lost to. And I was like, I haven't paid attention to this team like ever. And now this is like the best college baseball team ever assembled, and they lose before the Omaha. That's why I was like, is it me?
I guess I'm just like trying to get like I should just come out and ask. Like the do you honestly think they're gonna win? Or like or is there some part of you that's like they're going to lose because it is the Vols, like it is a team of mine. It is like any of those factors like kind of spinning around in your dome.
It is. I mean, as a fan of all of the teams that I am a fan of, that thought will always be there.
Right.
But this is easily the closest where it's like this team is like the favorite and should win the championship. Okay. So it's like, yes, that thought is always there, but this is the first time where it's like, I'm not expecting miserable heartbreak.
The thought lives rent free in an apartment in your house, in your head.
Yeah, yes. I've only had one other team play for a championship, and it's the Preds. And we were playing the Penguins, and that was like, obviously, I thought we could win, and I wanted us to win, but I was like, we shouldn't beat this team. Like, that thought is in the back of your head where it's like, we are not supposed to beat this team. As opposed to this, where it's like, we are far and away on paper the best team left, so we should win.
Okay.
Just so curious. It's the first time being on that side of it.
Okay. Do you want this to be your first?
I'm at the point where I don't care.
Like, you just want one?
Yeah. I was like, I don't want to say it's like, no, this can't be it because I want the Titans or I want Tennessee football or basketball or any other team to win it, because I don't know when that's going to happen, if ever.
I mean, this might be it.
There is a very real chance
this might be it. This might be it for you.
That's like a very real chance.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm like, maybe I should just be a full-on asshole.
I don't know. I mean, if you look at it that way, maybe you should, but
just saying, the state of every other one of my teams, which other than like Tennessee football and basketball, which are like kind of like on the verge of being like a championship, like a legitimate, like this team can win the title. None of my teams are even close. So
fair point.
Maybe I should just take it when.
I think you should just be an asshole then.
All right. Yeah. That sounds a lot more fun.
Yeah. Lean into it.
It does sound like a lot more fun. Just lean into it, and then once it's over, just hang up the cape, and then you're done.
Once like this time next year rolls back around, like, hey, Tennessee baseball, we're back.
Back-to-back champs.
Yeah. That sounds like a lot more fun. I think we're going to do
that.
Yeah, just get really, really invested.
For the
last
small amount of time.
2 to 3 games of the season.
Like me with the Frozen 4.
Well, you had gambling interest. This is purely from a fandom.
I do research. I'm in it.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying you didn't deserve it. I'm just saying it's different.
I deserved everything that was coming to me.
You did. You 100% deserved it.
That's right. Okay. Moving on, I guess. Okay. The Boston Celtics have won the NBA championship in 5 games. Whoop-de-doo. Way to go. I would like to shout out Chris for a very hilarious tweet that Jayson Tatum is not, he is everyone and no one at the same time. He's not himself, but he is everyone else.
That's
just with the things he's saying. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. What go into that, Chris?
he has not had an original thought since the second they won the championship. He was doing the sideline interview, and everyone knows the Kevin Garnett, like, anything is possible when the Celtics won it in 08, 09, 08, one of those, whichever one of those years. And he was doing his sideline thing right after the championship with Lisa Salters. And he was like, we did it! Which is like him just ripping off KG. And then it's like, okay, that was cringy. Whatever. He doesn't win finals MVP. Hilarious. They do the whole thing. Goes back to the locker room. And they're celebrating with the champagne. And then he's, what was the Steph Curry quote? Shit, now I'm drawing a blank. Oh, it's what are they going to say now? What are they going to say now? He said it like the exact same way, the exact same cadence, inflection, everything. Like later, and he was like, what would people say if we didn't win it? I guess we'll never know. And it's the exact same thing Kanye said after he won whatever award that was back in the day. So Will said it. He is everyone and no one at the same time. He is everyone he wants to be, but definitely not himself.
Yeah, and like it's not that no one thought the Celtics couldn't do it, but it was more like they just don't want to see them win because they've been such a good team the past few years. You know, everyone wants to see Luka do it.
And it was also like they were the clear favorite the entire way. They're the clear favorite in every series. And then it was like everyone they played was hurt. And then they get to the finals like, oh, this could be their first real test. And it was just boring. It wasn't like, I don't even say nobody wanted to see it. Like, everybody knew they were the best team. It was just, he's submitted 48 hours. I think he has firmly made himself the corniest, at least in the NBA. He's the corniest player alive.
Just wait for the parade.
God. And I'm honestly stunned we didn't get the Kobe picture with him, like, in the shower with the like, sitting with the trophy, like, kind of sad. Like, that picture. I am stunned we didn't get that 2 seconds after the game was over. But I guess he's at least that self-aware. He's like, I'm just going to rip off every other famous moment.
Yeah.
Well, what are you going to do?
I will say that.
I mean, I can't do anything. He's a champion. Congrats to him, but I mean, damn.
Are we okay? Are we back?
You'll say what?
What are you talking about?
I'm lagging.
You froze for a minute. Like, Will, Will froze for a minute.
I'm lagging. I will say that that I don't know if you've guys seen the picture of him holding his kid with the confetti coming down. That picture rocks. That picture is that is his iconic moment. Yeah.
That was awesome, and that will live on forever, and it should. That was cool because he was being himself. He was being Jayson Tatum. Just do that. Stop with this corny ass bullshit and just be yourself.
Yeah.
It sounds like he was just trying to have 4 or 5 iconic moments and, plagiarizing others to do so, but accidentally actually had one.
Exactly.
That's how those moments are made.
Yeah, because he was.
Yeah, exactly.
Not. They're all made accidentally because you're not.
They're all made in the moment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like I'll give like the we did it like kind of half a pass. Yeah. Just because, he did do it, he probably can't believe it. This is something he's worked his entire life for. But then after that, it's kind of like, okay, all right.
If that was the only thing, it would be like, okay, it's similar to the KG thing, but whatever. Like, I'm not gonna whatever. But then he blatantly rips off two more things, like word for word. It's okay, like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, and like with KG, that moment that he has, it's kind of cringy because he's anything is possible, but also at the same time, he busted his balls for like his entire career, and then finally goes to Boston and gets one, and it's like, oh my gosh, I can't imagine what I would feel.
If I thought about this like that night too, and I kept seeing the KG clip going around. If the internet was like what it is today, back then he would have got ripped to shreds for that.
Yeah,
because it's someone showing a genuine emotion, and that just gets shit on now. But and people would be like, "Oh, you had to go to Boston to do it," like blah blah blah, and that would have been shit on. So maybe that's what I was thinking. Like maybe just the internet is terrible now. But then I keep seeing Jayson Tatum videos. I'm like, no, this guy sucks.
No, this guy sucks. Fuck you.
No, he doesn't suck. He's just corny as hell.
Yeah, he somehow became corny, like not less than overnight.
Well, he's always kind of been corn because there was it the finals in 22. I think is when he did this, when he texted Kobe's number. And it was like, I don't remember what he said, but it was something. It was like, what this is unnecessary. And he like posted it too. It wasn't like, I get like, there's the only way I guess it could get out. But yeah, he texted Kobe's number and was like, I thinking about you today, or I got you today, or something like that.
It said he said I got you today with the
posted
thing,
it
the
and
sketch
lost.
finger. Yeah.
So that was when it was like, okay, this guy is fucked in the head. And now it's just everything is fine. It's that he's been holding up for years now is coming out.
Which is like a crazy move also, because who's to say like that was Kobe Bryant's number?
Oh,
If
it was just like his mom when he changed to Kobe.
Yeah, like it was like he just changed the contact name to just Kobe Bryant. It's like, look, I got Kobe's number, and it's like you can't say that he probably did. But,
if that
but
came
you know what
out
I
where
mean,
that was
though.
the case, I wouldn't be like, what?
Yeah.
But I was kind of surprised we didn't get another one of those. We were like, hey,
he learned his lesson.
Kinda. It's like, all right, I'm not going to text my dead hero. I'll just rip off everyone who's ever won a title.
I'll rip off everybody who's won a title after winning a title.
Exactly.
That's the mistake. That's the mistake he made. He should have shared that text after the game if they won. Like that would have
and then
been
it's like it's still kind of
okay.
like, but it's not as bad.
Yeah,
it's nowhere near.
but
Actually,
it's
nowhere
like
near as bad.
but it's like still 4 or 5 months after Kobe's death, I think.
It was. It might have been about a year.
When did Kobe die? 21 or 22?
I think it was 21.
Yeah, I think it was 21.
Then like a year and a half. But
it was January 21 or February.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
So yeah, it was about a year and a half after.
Okay. Well, still.
Yeah, it's not.
Ballsy move. Hilarious move.
Yeah, I think that's more appropriate.
Okay, moving on to the other professional sport that is actually still going on. The NHL, the Oilers have forced a game 6 after being down 3-0. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and say if the Oilers come back and win the Stanley Cup, Conner McDavid will go down as the greatest to do it ever. I'm saying it. You don't have to agree, but I'm saying it. Those are words coming out of my mouth. He's already passed Gretzky for the number of assists in a single playoff run.
Yeah.
Just
And
saying.
no, I
Well,
get
go
what
ahead.
you're saying, but and if Jesus, Wayne Gretzky didn't have a billion other records, I would be more inclined to agree with you. I think he's got to win at least one more to be in that conversation.
I'm just talking like the magnitude of coming back from down 3-0, because that shit has only happened like 4 times.
Oh, and has it only happened once in the Cup final? And that was
No,
like
that's 3-1.
Oh, it was 3-1. Okay, because I saw they showed that graphic, but it was like the 40s.
Yeah.
But if it was 3-1, then never mind. But yeah, oh, don't get me wrong. Like, it is an incredible accomplishment, and he should definitely be. That will put himself in the top very few of all time. But to go ahead and declare him the GOAT, a little premature. He's definitely right up there and definitely on that trajectory, but I'd say a little premature.
Okay.
I would also argue that with the assist record, players score more goals now than they did in the 80s and early 90s.
I heavily disagree. Goalies were shit in the 80s.
But
Goalies were really bad.
But it's more of an offensive mindset now.
I mean, I don't know if I necessarily
I'd say I
disagree
get
with that.
the offense is better. It's back then it was. I mean, I'm not a hockey historian, but from my knowledge of it, is there was a lot of scoring back then because goalies were shit. Now it's like scoring is up because the offenses are. I mean, there's obviously different rules and stuff, but it's offenses are awesome.
Yeah, it's a lot more technical now.
Yeah,
and you could argue that it's more impressive that we're like the league is scoring more goals. But yeah, I get to
It's a long shot
2000
take.
get to 2000 points and we'll reassess.
yeah. Again, it's like yes, he did break
I mean,
one of
I
Wayne
think
Gretzky.
I think he doesn't need to break the points record.
He's got to do some. He's got to break some other sort. He can't just break his all-time or his playoff assist record and be like, "Yep, go."
I mean,
I'm
this
not
is
just saying that.
No, I know, and with the three, like I get like the 3-0 comeback. If he does it, would be incredible. Which I'll say my hot. I don't even have caught a hot take. I think they're going to win it. But if they do win it, I think he has to get one more to be like okay, like he can be in that argument like solidly with Wayne.
is it just kind of in the same vein, like, is Patrick Mahomes in the GOAT argument?
Yeah.
Like, would you say Patrick Mahomes is better than Tom Brady?
Not yet.
Okay, not yet. That's a good answer.
That's my opinion.
But that's a good answer.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of like the same. It's not the exact same, but I feel like that's the closest comparison we have right now. Other than LeBron Jordan, debate. Like, I mean, this whole Gretzky McDavid could end up at the end of the day when they're both retired, or when McDavid is 38 years old, and it's like, who's the GOAT? It's just Stephen A not knowing about anything, rambling on ESPN.
That would be perfect. If I lived to see the day of a Wayne McDavid GOAT debate between Stephen A and whoever the hell he's got at that point, I'd be like, this. I've lived a good life. I'm good now. I've seen it all.
I think it's one of those kind of debates, like no one is really gonna agree one side or the other. It's about, what you came up with at the end of the day. I mean, it's some people think Jordan is the best. Some people think LeBron's the best, and it's partial. It's not all of because of this, but it's partially because of, oh, I lived in this era, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And the examples you gave with LeBron and Mahomes to their compared to the GOATs in their respective sports, LeBron and Mahomes have won multiple championships.
Yes.
So that's why I was like, I don't know if you can be considered the GOAT in really any sport if you've only won one title.
It's tough. It would be tough.
And I'm not diminishing a 3-0 comeback as like just a title. Like that is incredible.
That's like more than a title.
I mean, if you want to count it as two, we can count it as two.
It's less than two, but it's more than one.
1.5.
That's
one
crazy. It's crazy how
in,
numbers work.
One in 15 16ths.
Something like that, somewhere in there. I just think his skill is just, there's never been a player like it. Gretzky didn't have that skill. He was smart and he was quick. He was always the smartest guy on the ice. But this McDavid, man,
and that's, I feel like that's a whole nother debate where, I mean, and you can debate that with, I guess, like LeBron and Michael. So well, Michael was like in the 80s or late 80s, early 90s, mid 90s. The offenses were nowhere near as good as they are now. So you can't compare the two. You can't compare eras. That's always going to be a debate. The only close one is Mahomes Brady because they played at the same time.
Yeah.
But even then, it's like Brady played. He won his first 3 20 years ago. So there's always going to be that eras debate.
Yeah.
Retire 97 league wide, and then we'll come back to this.
It's also, I mean, that's fair.
I'm just saying. Just saying.
Only guy.
I'm not against it, because I mean, I think Conner McDavid is a generational player. Gretzky was a generational player. They are two different generations. I think Conner McDavid is a all-around better player. It's just, I don't know. It's tough to like hand over the torch in some sense. It's tough to admit it. I don't know if I want to, plant my flag in the McDavid GOAT conversation just yet. I mean,
I will.
He's been around for a while. Okay, great. We know. Like,
you bringing up Gretzky having his number retired by everyone. Michael Jordan has his number retired by 2 franchises.
Yep.
One being the Bulls, obviously. Can you guess the other one?
It's the Knicks. The Knicks.
No.
Oh, the Wizards?
No.
It's the Lakers.
No.
No.
What the fuck? Oh, the Hornets.
No.
What the fuck?
Dude, I don't know.
The Miami Heat.
Why?
I don't know.
I remember hearing about that, but I don't remember why.
Was that before they got LeBron?
He wore 6
yeah,
when he was with Miami.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't know. They retired it a long time ago, which is so stupid. Oh, yeah. If you go on Michael Jordan's Wikipedia, because I couldn't remember what team it was. I knew it was.
Why did the Heat retire 23?
But yeah, if you go on Jordan's Wikipedia, it's like number retired 23 Bulls, 23 Miami Heat.
That's weird. Okay,
Shaq disagrees with the Heat retiring Jordan and Russell's jersey. Oh, they have Bill Russell's, yeah. They retired that last year or 2 years ago after he died.
Okay, that one makes a little more sense because he's dead.
Oh, that's across the NBA though.
Oh yeah, they did do that. I forgot about
Okay.
that.
All right.
Okay.
All right. That's a little, okay. That's fine.
That's
Whatever.
different.
That's different.
But yeah, no, the Heat doing it, that is so stupid.
Yeah. So back to hockey. Do you really? I'm going to be honest. If the Oilers pull it off, it will be a miracle, and it would be fucking crazy if they did this.
See, part of me thinks that they've kind of already done the hard part. I think Game 5 was it. Game 6, you're going. I mean, that place is going to be rocking.
Yeah.
I think if they lose that game, I get like this surrounding circumstances, but I think it would be a big disappointment if they lose that game. And then you go to Florida. I mean, they're going to be Florida's going to be shitting their pants. And
Yeah.
and also like, I don't, people like, or not, the people in it, the media, the NHL media, I think they're giving the Panthers fans a little too much credit for this being like some sort of raucous environment. I don't think they really impact the game that much.
Yeah. They don't really care that much.
I think their fans, when in the moment, are very rabid and they go batshit, but I don't think they impact the game whatsoever. I think their team is very good, but if they impacted the game so much, they would have won last night, or at least would have been. I know the final score makes it look a lot closer than it was, but it didn't really feel like Panthers blitzed them for about a half a period, and I was like, oh shit. But other than that, the Oilers kind of, I don't want to say dominated, but controlled that game.
Yeah. It felt like all the goals last night were just plays off of the Oilers' mistakes rather than the Panthers putting themselves in a position to score.
I get that's kind of their game, but also like, you need to create your own shots. You need to do your own. You can't just wait for someone to fuck up.
Yeah, and it's not like Bob is playing bad either. Like I don't think he's playing bad. I just think they just found a way to do it.
Statistically, and I don't want to be like just solely watching box scores, but statistically, he's playing like shit. It was 5 on 19 2 games ago, and then last game was 3 on or 4 on not a lot. I couldn't tell you how many shots, but I mean, he's not playing, especially for how amazing he was playing every series up until this. Did not look good.
If the Oilers win, it would be a miracle, but it would also be pretty cosmic. It would be like, this is McDavid, the face of the NHL, and Leon Draisaitl, the Scottie Pippen of the Oilers, and they're facing a really really good team, but they don't have the star power. Like, they have good players. They have Matthew Tkachuk and Bob when he decides to show up, but then kind of past that, it's good players. It's really good players.
They're just really deep.
Yeah, they're really deep, and so it's kind of like more often than not, the team with the stars wins, unfortunately. And so I feel like it's pretty predictable at that point. But it would be crazy if the Oilers won. I know you think it's not that far fetched, Chris, but like,
oh, don't even. It would be crazy. Like,
yeah,
I mean, to come back from 3-0 is insane. But I think like they have. I feel like they have done the hard part. Like game 6. I mean, I'm not saying these next 2 games are going to be easy by any stretch, but I feel like game 5 in Florida was tougher to win than game 7 down there because if they come back and tie it, I mean, that's going to be in the back of Florida's mind. It's like, shit, we have blown this. We have fucked up. And then Edmonton is like, well, I mean, it's their mentality the last 2 games. They're playing with house money. Just go play.
Mm-hmm.
And McDavid, I mean, to your credit, well, he is playing out of his mind right now. Especially last 2 games.
Mm-hmm. Last 2 games, it's like, oh, okay.
8 points in 2 games, I believe. I mean, yeah, he's playing out of his mind.
Something crazy like that.
I mean, 3-0 is the worst
lead in hockey.
Worst lead in hockey.
Oh, we got to make a T-shirt out of that.
Okay. I'll call it with the hockey. So let's move on to our NFL futures. So I fucked up last week and had a different stat ready. So now I'm going to give that stat because we have decided this is the stat we are giving this week for the future category this week. Receiving yards.
Just receiving. Just receiving in general. Yeah.
Receiving.
A receiver prop.
Yes.
A receiver prop. My receiver, Garrett Wilson, New York Jets, over 1,100.5 yards. And so this is what I got here. Okay. Garrett Wilson, first year in the league. Main quarterback, Zach Wilson. How many yards did he have? Someone guess.
I mean, it's 1,000.
He won Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah. I believe it was 1,000. I couldn't tell you the exact number. I think it was over 1,000 yards.
It was
1,103.
Shit. All right.
Last year, he had 1,042 with just a cavalcade of bums. Some off the street, some not. He was able to get over 1,000 yards with just whoever. And so I'm thinking if Aaron Rodgers can be some sort of not injured, crippled, old, I feel like some amount of consistency that is definitely a step above Zach Wilson will give him that line easy. He's one of these guys that catches it and runs for a long time. He doesn't always score the touchdown, but he catches it and runs. And so that's my prop. Garrett Wilson, over 1,100.5 receiving yards.
I like that. What you just said too. He catches it and he runs for a long time. That was good.
Yeah.
No, I really like that. And yeah, let's say hypothetically, Aaron Rodgers just doesn't play the whole season. Not even like plays one game, just doesn't play the whole season, which I think is a safe bet he'll miss a few games. The backup this year is Tyrod Taylor, I believe.
Yes.
Who is?
I don't know. I should have looked that up.
Sean said it was him, so I'm gonna believe
it. It is.
Arguably the best backup quarterback in football, in terms of what you're gonna get. You're gonna get a good backup quarterback.
Oh, you're getting Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah, you're getting a good backup quarterback. You're nothing fancy, but also nothing terrible overall.
No more, no less. You are getting Tyrod Taylor.
If Tyrod Taylor was with the team last year, they would have made the playoffs. I guarantee that. Because he is good. He is good.
Yeah.
That's it.
This is a good bet. He's going to have
at
least 1,000.
I like that a lot.
And if he has any sort of decent consistency at quarterback, he's going to do well. Things are going to happen for him.
Also, who's the other receiver on that team? I forget. I
don't even remember.
It's someone who's like good, but not like
Mike Williams.
No,
I thought I had someone else.
Wait,
maybe I'm thinking of someone else.
Xavier Gibson.
Maybe I think I was just thinking of someone else. So yeah, I was going to say he's pretty much like the only guy on that team.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like they have a 1A, 1B receiver. It's like him and then everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I like that bet. It's
Oh yes.
when you said that number, I was like, oh goodness. But everything you said after, I mean,
The numbers,
yeah, backs it up.
math,
Math,
trends.
science.
We're here. Chris, what's your pick?
All right, I'm gonna go with
Magnets.
it. What?
That's it. Magnets.
Magnets.
Magnets. How the fuck do they
Yeah.
work?
Magnets, bitch.
All right. I'm gonna go with another one. I think this is like I think this is easy. Drake London over 975 and a half receiving yards. Last year he played 15 games and he had 905 yards. And do you know who his quarterback was for those games?
Um,
Ass.
Desmond Ritter.
Desmond Ritter. Yeah, terrible. If he can get 905 receiving yards in 15 games on 110 targets with Desmond Ritter as his quarterback, what's he going to do with Kirk Cousins? A
he's
hell
gonna
of a
go to
lot
the
better.
moon.
He's gonna get 71 more yards than that. I can guarantee him. He would have broke this if he would have just played one more game last year.
Yeah.
So you give. I mean, that this just seems easy. And Arthur Smith was obsessed with running the football with backup running backs last season. Or really his whole career, his whole tenure with Atlanta. So I like this. I think it's cake. Drake London over 975 and a half receiving yards. Probably my favorite future that I've given out so far, honestly. Granted, it's only been 3, but still.
Oh yes. Sean?
Speaking of like, only having like one guy on a team, I'm going Chris Olave over 1,025 and a half yards, minus 115.
Okay.
He's going into his third year. He's hit over this number in his rookie year to sophomore year. He is the primary target for the Saints. I mean, he's really all they have. Don't believe me? Look at their depth chart. The Saints scheme plays really well into his strengths. He's fast. He runs his routes. And he makes a prime target deep down the field. If you remember week 1 of Saints versus Titans, you would know what I'm talking about.
Yup.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Only thing that really concerns me with this bet is if he can stay healthy. He's going to have a heavy workload, but if he's been working out, conditioning, making all the right moves to approach the season, I think this will hit easy.
And not get arrested.
Yes, and not get arrested.
Did he get arrested?
Yeah. There was like a viral video of him getting
Oh,
arrested.
yeah, that was
And he's
him. I
like,
forgot about that.
dude, I'm on the Saints. And the cop was like, I don't care. I don't
I forgot
care.
about that.
You were going 100 miles an hour.
But I mean, did he get suspended for that?
No.
No.
Nothing
Well, then,
happened.
who cares?
Then it
Man, I'm
doesn't
on
count.
the Saints.
Well, I mean, then maybe he could, and he went over this number last year in a year he did that. So I mean, maybe he could do that again.
Maybe it's the secret.
Maybe don't. If I'm going to offer a bit of legal advice, don't. But also, it could happen.
I mean, I don't know. Being a piece of shit seems to be like the recipe for a good player in the NFL.
I mean, as long as you're good.
Yeah, if you like that's the thing. Like if you're good, you can be a piece of shit.
Tyreek Hill,
You can do it.
Greg Hardy, Kareem Hunt,
Michael Vick.
Who else is there?
Should we keep going?
Ray Lewis.
Ray Lewis.
Aaron.
Oh no, Ray Rice got kicked out. Who else? No, Aaron Hernandez. The Pouncey twins.
Rasheed Rice?
He's a good player.
Has he been disciplined?
But not like he's got to get a sentencing first.
I guess that's true. I didn't know if anything had officially come out about that yet.
Yeah, well, if he gets just a slap on the wrist, I don't think he's going to get anything. But
I think he might get suspended for like 2 games.
Yeah, maybe.
Because what did he do again? Like,
I don't even remember.
Was it just like a speeding or a DUI? I don't even remember what it was. If I'm being perfectly honest.
I think it was a speeding. There was also a D tackle on the Chiefs that got arrested again.
He had an account of assault, I think, and like, didn't he get in a car wreck or something? And like a high-speed car wreck that like injured somebody. And I think he was drunk, or maybe he wasn't.
Was he drunk?
I don't know, but it sounds correct. I mean, I'm just saying, maybe I'm misremembering things because, Justin Timberlake has been all over my Instagram feed, that his fucking mugshot getting a DWI last night or whatever.
Is that what that was?
Yeah.
I was just scrolling past it and I was like, oh.
Yeah, he was driving while intoxicated.
Damn. Well, he has money, so he's fine.
He'll be fine. Like, he didn't kill anybody.
Yeah.
He could have, granted, but he didn't.
But he has money.
Yeah, just
so according to this, is that he was a driver of a Lamborghini in a high-speed hit-and-run crash that had 0.38 ounces of marijuana in the car.
Jeez.
Class B misdemeanor in Texas, which is where it was. It was in Dallas.
Oh, okay. He's probably working out down there.
Yeah, it says issued an arrest, been charged with 1 count of aggravated assault, 1 count of collision involving serious bodily injury, and 6 counts of collision involving injury. So, I mean,
so
maybe 2 games.
Did he only hit one car?
He hit. I think it said he hit one, but it led to he only actually struck 1 car, but it led to a pile up, I believe.
Okay.
So,
well, yeah,
I think yeah, nothing like nobody died. Nothing. I mean, thank God, but
right. So
two in the NFL's eyes, this is no big deal. 2 games.
This is
max.
No. If that.
Yeah.
So yeah, Chris Olave, stay out of jail so you can hit this in the future. Over 10-25 and a half. Let's just repeat it for the people at home.
I like it.
We are always for the people. Okay. What else? Oh, shout out Chris again.
Oh my God.
For last week. The they should have an eating challenge together.
On Netflix.
I said pay-per-view, but
it's the same fucking thing.
I did pretty much call that.
You did.
Yeah, that was funny.
That was literally the next day. I watched Sean go to Bonnaroo, and then I went inside, looked at my phone, and I was like, holy shit. This is happening.
Yeah, when you sent that to the group chat, and I was like, oh, okay. I guess I'm some sort of a prophet.
Give me some lottery numbers.
Oh, man, if I could look into the future, you'd think I'd be a hell of a lot better at gambling than I was.
That's fair point. Fair point.
It only pertains to hot dog eating events.
Tell us who's gonna win. Tell us who's gonna win.
This one, is that a serious question? Chestnut.
Yeah. Okay.
Make the spread minus 10.5. Chestnut.
What is your over/under line for total dogs eaten
between the two?
Yes.
See, Chestnut, I believe his last one was 74.
He's at least getting 70.
Oh, 70. Yeah, no question.
I'd go.
We'll say.
Is he coming out of retirement?
Yeah, but
I didn't look into it at all.
He
I just saw the banner.
recently retired. Like this year retired, so he's still got it in him. But yeah, I'd say Chestnut smokes him, but I'd say over under 139.5.
I would go 149.
149? Well,
I would
let's
go
see.
149.
Actually, no, yeah, you're right. My math was wrong. Yes, 149. Because Chestnut's going to break 70 easy. I think he gets at least 73. Kobiyashi can put some numbers up. But Chestnut's also going to be pissed. So I could see him getting like 76, 77. So yeah,
Buns
140.
are looking fast.
Buns are looking fast. So yeah.
Now, here's the $1 million question. These hot dogs will most likely not be Nathan brand hot dogs.
Probably
Does
not.
that does that give them an advantage or a disadvantage?
Does
I
it
don't
make a
think-
difference? That's
No.
tough.
What was the thing Chestnut was at in Knoxville? Some sort of bologna contest.
Yes.
How many pounds of bologna did he eat again?
I believe it was 8.
8? Yeah, I think it's fine.
7
I'm
or
just
8.
saying, like, well, I'm saying,
I don't
like,
think
if they're a little, like, girthier, like, they might not be as easy to
if it's a
swallow.
ballpark Frank, I mean,
I don't know what type of hot dog they are. I'm just putting
it
this
definitely
out
won't be
there.
Nathan. It definitely won't be Nathan's. I can promise you that. But
Yeah,
I don't think it would make that big a difference for these guys. They're pros.
right.
They are also. It's not like they are the two best ever in modern eating to do it.
It's another goat debate.
I don't even.
It's Chestnut easy. It's not a debate. He has way too much skill.
At one point, it was like a very real debate. I will say.
Yeah,
that.
it was.
Yeah. Again,
Like for a while, like Chestnut and Kobiyashi would go head to head. He couldn't beat Kobiyashi, and then
Again.
one year, Chestnut came out on top by like 1 or 2 dogs.
Never the same. It was like Major League Eating was never the same. Again, go watch that 30 for 30 about Chestnut and Kobiyashi. It's mainly about Kobiyashi, but it is very entertaining.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I think the Nathan's dogs are longer and skinny. And so that's tough. I'm trying not to get too deep into this.
I know.
Into like the Silicon
I think it's
Valley.
a valid question. It's a valid question.
But when it comes to length, I don't think that matters because Chestnut breaks them in half anyway. And eats them like a chipmunk.
Does girth matter?
Holy shit, it does. Girth, I think, would matter more than anything in a hot dog eating contest.
Yeah.
Maybe the buns.
Buns gotta look fast.
I just think
whatever that means.
I think length might be the least of the worries.
I think it really just depends on how much you can fit in your mouth.
Pause.
And so
yeah, a big pause.
Oh, a pause like yesterday when Chris was like, "I'm down for receiving." In the group chat.
I didn't even register that one.
Nobody even said anything after that, though. Like, you can't just 24 hours later do a pause. Like, no, do that in the moment.
I know, but I thought of it later, and I was like, the moment's gone.
So I'll bring it up even later. Okay.
Yeah, for everyone to hear.
You gaybo.
Chris likes to receive in his ass.
Got him. Okay.
Got
him. Let's wrap this up.
Okay, let's wrap this shit up. Okay, thank you so much for listening and watching. We really appreciate it. Check out the Trendscenter app. Link in the bio. 15% off of premium membership. The best tool a gambler can have, without a question. Yes, Chris.
There was a really good trend today on Trendscenter. Didn't really get a chance to tweet it out. I put it in my plays, but I didn't get a chance to tweet it from the 3 for the Money account because it was an 11 a.m. game. But it was Braves money line. The Trend had won in like 7 straight, and they won conveniently 7-0 today. So stays hot.
Poetic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
poetry and science in motion.
And magnets.
And magnets.
Can't forget magnets.
Never forget.
Yes. So yeah, Trend Center stays hot. Like, comment, subscribe really helps us out any way you interact with this. And we'll see you next week. Someone will win the Stanley Cup, and then it'll be just baseball. Yes, Chris.
R.I.P. Willie Mays.
R.I.P. Willie Mays.
And Castellanos.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
If I was a smart man, I would have live bet Phillies money line as soon as I saw that.
There is nothing that goes better than like tragedy and Nick Castellanos hitting home runs.
I thought you were like, I'm just saying, don't want to speak this into existence, but it will happen soon. Jimmy Carter is. Keep an eye on it. Keep an eye. I didn't say it. Keep an eye on it.
Only if you're smart.
Keep an eye on the Castellanos home run prop that day. That's all I'm saying.
That should be a topic for next week in tragedy and betting. Is it right or wrong?
I thought you were going to say. You talk for next week. Is Jimmy Carter still alive?
No. Well, it's like when we bet Dawson Knox anytime touchdown after his brother died,
and he didn't score.
And he didn't score. But we got shit from our friends. It's like, why would you do that? And it was like, why wouldn't you? Like
that shit happens.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, we can get into it, but yeah, there are countless examples of players going off after tragedy in their personal lives.
All right. Well, next week then. That's a topic.
But yeah, Castellanos is the only one to do it outside of what
he
just transcends.
Yeah, it's automatic.
Okay. Wrapping it up next. There's 3 of us.